If she knows it's happening, I'm not doing it.
But I guess
I have to be an asshole without her knowing.
Because I don't. Here's the thing: like, I don't actually want to hurt anybody. This is all for my benefit.
Yeah.
Like, I only want to be a dick and not have anybody mad at me because I can't. You know what I mean?
I can't face the trouble.
That's
That's what you do though. Fucking anybody else, you'd put noise canceling headphones on them. On her, you just blindfold her, and you're good to go. You're set.
Like I don't know when people like if I'm walking out of a store and I just saw somebody do something dumb, I'm like,
that's dumb as hell.
Yeah, get caught in the freezer section for like 12 hours. I don't know, like, I don't know. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay. All right. So you went up to Des Moines yesterday.
Yes.
With Micah Dralis. And did the open mic up there. How'd that go?
It went well. Here's the thing. Before we talk about the mic, I love Mike as a comedian. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
The fact that a guy whose first language isn't even English can understand like jokes and joke structure and stuff like that is amazing to me. So that's the first thing. Like, I enjoyed Mike as a performer to begin with. But I was like, here's the thing. Like, and I don't want to, like, put Mike's business out there, but we have very different lives in terms of, like, our normal lives outside of comedians. Like, he's a welder. I don't fucking know anything about welding. I mean, I know a little bit, but he also...
Is he from the Philippines?
He's from the Philippines.
Okay, yeah.
He also enjoys partaking in some substances that I don't do anymore, right?
Like maple syrup?
Like a lot of maple syrup,
Yeah.
Stuff, like
the sticky
special gummy bears and shit. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah. I love gummy bears. That's how they trap me up. Mm-hmm. Like, you want some gummy bears? Fuck yeah. Don't you want to know what's in it? Yeah, love, man. Give me a
love and sugar.
Yeah, give me a fistful of them bears, bro.
Yeah. So, but I was like, and the other thing is, there's obviously just like, like Mike speaks English just fine, but I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about for, it's 2.5 hours, dude.
Right.
Like, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but
you're like, it looks like I'm going to learn a different language. Like, here we go.
But dude, like, he's such an interesting dude, man. Like, he would just be like, hey man, let me see if I can do a Micah Dralis actually.
This could only be amazing.
Hey, you ever seen the Zodiac Killer? I don't think that's a good accent. But
oh my no, it's funny because it sounds like your voice, just a little
just
peppier,
excitable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do accents, but
it's like me. Like, here, I'm gonna do this accent real quick. Hey, everybody! That's not a different accent, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So we know that I'm not good at accents. Mike is actually a really interesting guy.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Zodiac Killer, and fucking. He's like, you ever seen the show Naked and Afraid? And I was like, I kind of get the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know why they gotta be naked, though.
Right.
Like, what is the point of...
Right. Meet this stranger, take off your clothes,
like,
don't be afraid.
Dude, you can leave them with nothing, but let them still wear boxers. Like,
right.
What's the point? I never understood that part of the show.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not afraid anymore, do I get to put on pants, or what's going on?
Right. If I'm pretty sure of myself, do I get panties?
So, but, like, we just, like, there was always something to talk about. And then we did the mic, and when we got there, there was a girl and either one of her classmates or her boyfriend or someone, and they were interviewing some of the comedians, and the girl who was doing the interviewing, she came up to me and she's like, hey, I heard you were from out of town. Do you mind if we interview you? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I guess she was like looking at how comedy plays a role into like tense political climates, And I was like, look, I just make a bunch of like dumb dick and porn jokes. Yeah. Like, I don't do that kind of comedy. Yeah. But and then at one point she's like, "Oh, are you nervous? I hear it's a tough crowd here." And I was like, "Oh, don't tell me that," you know.
Right.
But it was. I mean,
she was trying to get you off your balance.
She was trying to fuck me up, dude.
Right.
I wasn't having it.
Right.
But and we were talking earlier at lunch. Like I've been trying to like do this joke about this company that buys your poop from you, and that didn't go terribly well. But the rest of my set went well. And it was good. It was nice to do comedy in a completely new town where nobody knew who I was. Yeah. Mike fucking killed. Like, they fucking loved Mike.
Was it just you and Mike that you were familiar with, or was there any of the old group?
So, there? Like, you know Dan Umptham, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't there, but Alex Carter and Toll McGrain are two guys that I've heard of that I know are, like, big in the scene over there. There's this kid, Justin Bulver, who I've seen once before. He's hilarious. There was this girl she just has one name, apparently, and it's Annalie. She was really funny. So it was good, man. I saw some new faces that I'd never seen. Most of the people, there was a few people that I didn't care for, but they seemed to be new. But there was this guy named Sam Hershak, who probably had my favorite set of the night. He was talking about how he like moved into a new house and they have hardwood carpet or hardwood floors, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, I could just drop hot wads anywhere now. And I was like, that's so random, but yeah, I guess that's the benefit of not having carpets.
Yeah. Hot wads.
Hot wads. By the way, I call that as my band name if I ever have a band. So
please welcome the Hot Wads.
So yeah, man, it was a good night. I mean, the worst part is just driving.
Yeah,
total of 5 hours to do 5 minutes of comedy.
Jesus,
you know. But that's kind of the dumb shit that you do when you're a comedian in a small town. You know, like you just have to kind of take what you can get, and
that's how it goes.
You spend a lot of money trying to, you know, get any sort of traction or, you know, whatever.
Right. You got to make the travels for $3.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
And so I was telling you, I think I told you, maybe I talked about it on the podcast. I had been asked to do this show at this motorcycle club.
Yeah.
But excuse me, I just a little burpy. The guy who booked me told me the wrong day. He told me it was March 4th. Turns out it's March 3rd, and I had already agreed to do a different show. And that sucks because that would have been the most money I'd ever made doing comedy. They were going to give me $100 for 30 minutes, which, you know, at my level is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I had to cancel that, which sucks, but, you know, whatever, man.
It happens. Got to make choices.
Comedy is going well, though. I'm assuming we'll post this today. If anybody's listening and you are in the Quad City area, tomorrow night at the Raccoon Motel at 9 o'clock, Brett Erickson, Peoria native who is now in LA, will be performing at the Raccoon Motel. And
come out, you'll love it.
No, he's really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of political commentary, that's a lot of what he does is, you know, talking about the current political climate.
Yeah.
But he's funny, you know. So Chris Schlichting, Donnie Townsend will be opening for him. Jeff Bailey from Peoria. So it's a pretty solid lineup.
Stacked show.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
I'm really excited. I'll kick it off with a hot 3 minutes or so.
With one of the Jake McDowell special hot wads.
Special hot wads, man. That's what I'm going to start calling my one-liners.
It's not
a hot wad.
It's not a hot take anymore.
Nope.
Just if it's a good joke, it's a hot wad.
Hot wad.
Let's see. A little bit of personal news.
Tell me.
I got a new 9 to 5. Got
from 9 to 5.
Nope. No. It's still third shift, but it's my new regular job. And then on top of that, my wife just got a new job. So we're both. Yeah, we're both.
I thought she liked her old job.
She does, but
what's going on?
She does, but I guess she's just realizing that that if she wants to make any more money, like, she's got to go somewhere else because where she's at, it's like there's not going to be any progression in the company for quite some time unless somebody dies or leaves or something. So she started looking around, ended up finding something that pays a little bit more, and she went and interviewed.
Is it like the same type of job that she's been doing?
No, it's going to be administrative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she went and interviewed the other day at like noon, and she was super nervous.
Yeah.
And left the interview, said she felt good about it. Went to work, was at her regular job for like 2 hours, and got a call and got the offer.
No kidding.
Yeah, and they were telling her like, we interviewed a bunch of other people, so and she's thinking, well, I gotta do better than those other guys, and and sure as shit, I guess she must have done pretty well because 2 hours later they're like, you want it? And she said, let me talk it over with my current job. Took it to her current job and talked it over with them and tried to see if they were willing to offer more money to keep her.
Right.
And that wasn't the case, so she's going to this new job here soon.
Good.
So we're both going to be starting new jobs here, so this house is going to be
rich, man. Rich.
I fucking hope so. But yeah, this house is going to be on some new shit here shortly.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I also
it's exciting.
am starting a new job.
Yeah?
Yeah, I quit my job. My girlfriend, I said, hey, babe, I'm going to quit my job. And she's like, hey, you have to find a new job first. And I said, no, I don't. And I gave my 2-week notice that day. And I ended up leaving. They had already found, like, a replacement for me. So I ended up leaving about 10 days, or I left like 3 or 4 days early. I stayed for about 10 days.
Yeah.
And so, what was it? Yesterday was my first day not working, and I fucking love it, dude. I've got a job like that. I'm going back to my old job, which is it's nice. Pretty much any time that I've left there. And then, if it hasn't worked out or I've had to go back for whatever reason,
they're like, welcome back. We still got your shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They'll hire anybody back as long as you've left on good terms, and I've never. And
I know a lot of people out there listening to us right now are probably like, well, where the fuck are these jobs at? I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, Jake.
Tell me.
I know that I personally... I like talking to you, and I like recording it and letting people listen to it, and hopefully getting some feedback from them.
Right.
But when it comes to the personal side of like our regular jobs,
yes,
like that's where our bread is buttered. That's where we make our money to keep our homes going, feed our cats, feed the kids, that kind of thing.
Cats.
I don't. I feel uncomfortable opening it any further to let some asshole come through. Like, I'm just gonna fuck with their real lives for a minute,
Yeah, and I guess I've never thought about that because I've just I've been an open book for so long. Yeah. But
and I'm down talking about anything else
off camera, or off mic.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm comfortable talking about anything else on mic.
Yeah.
But as far as being on mic, when it comes to something like that, where it's like, oh yeah, I work at this place from this hour to that hour.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit more uncomfortable about that. Just like, anybody out there could search us out. I know it sounds kind of fucking conspiracy theorist or whatever.
No, I mean...
But I know that there's weirdos out there like that. That even if I told them, like, oh yeah, I'll be at this place from this time to that time, they're like, sweet deal. So all I got to do is find out where your house is and work my way into your wife and kids. Cool. All right.
Man,
or find out where you're at and meet you in the parking lot.
Yeah. Weird thing. Speaking of making your way into a house, I sat down at my kitchen table.
Yeah.
I had a nice breakfast of scrambled eggs with cheese with onions and baby kale. And toast.
You've already lost me.
Well, hold out. I'm just about to eat, and I look to my right where there's a window and my blinds are open. And Mind you, I'm just in like a pair